Here we are, folks. We are live playing some STARFORGED. And with me on this special first session is my friend, my colleague. Couldn't do pretty much anything that we do without her. It's Eli. How you doing, Eli?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy that for session one you are with me. You are
Yes.
a world builder. I know that we are in good hands, even if we both have no idea what's coming. I'm excited to play Starforge with you.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're gonna figure it out together, dude.
We're gonna do this together. Let me get a little bit of ambience playing in the background because we have that ability now. Alright, so I've got some cosmic ambience kind of floating around in the background. Chat, let us know if it's too obnoxious and loud. I'll try to keep it down a little bit. Alright. So, Eli, let me set the stage and then I'm gonna let you kind of take over. But for the last roughly 18 sessions, we have been playing as Ironlanders, as a tribe of Ironlanders stuck in the eye of a magical superstorm, right? And for 18 sessions, we have followed Ela, Ishana, Half, all of these different characters, and got to learn this about this tribe and how they survive. And at a certain point, we came upon a hole in the ground that revealed itself to have a craft in it, a ship. And in the last session with Amanda, we brought the ship to life. Turned out the ship had a artificial intelligence that we nicknamed KB because we thought it looked like Kevin Bacon. And we got the ship to fly, but it was not capable of going out into space, of leaving the planet, because it had a bunch of holes in it. So we, as the tribe, we patched the holes, and we could only fit 50 people, but basically a bunch of Iron Age, Stone Age people are now aboard a ship that is way, way, way more advanced than they are. And at the end of the session, they managed to get it up into space, and it worked, and they were there, and that's where we ended it. And the next time we talked about it, we all got together as a group, and we brainstormed about what the universe is like with the fact that there is a storm, a magical superstorm on this one planet, and how do we get our Ironlanders to a new home, which is kind of the big goal, right? I think every Ironlander would probably have that goal. We got to find a new home now that we have this ability. So we said some time has passed. How much time do you think has passed? I think we kind of settled on a year or possibly years.
Yeah, I think we said like maybe like 2 or 3 years.
Okay. I think that it would take at least a year for the people who are aboard this ship to even remotely understand how to operate and live in and function in it, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, like, maybe the first year of these Iron Age, Stone Age people are just getting to understand, and the artificial intelligence, KB, explaining to them, like, this is how you fix this. This is how you operate this. How do you imagine this ship is piloted? If you could think of like what would be a really cool way to pilot this ship.
So it carries like 50 people, so it's like
it's gotta be a pretty decent size.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty big. I feel like it's got to be like one of those ships like that requires like 2 people, like even like Mass Effect, you know.
Mass Effect, 2 people. I think I remember. I mean, there was just that one character that was kind of the pilot.
I'm thinking about Andromeda. They have like 2 people running like those giant arcs, so they're like much bigger.
I see. You're making.
But I guess one person can run.
When you say 2 people, you make me think of the Jaegers in
Pacific
Rim. I wonder if it isn't like a Jaeger where you kind of stand, but there's like this like haptic feedback, like hologram type situation where you're kind of like standing and like depending on maybe where you lean, it affects it.
That would be cool because, like, I feel like because ironlanders aren't gonna really understand like what a vehicle is and like sitting down and like using a wheel. So like something that is more like physical might be a better way for them to be able to navigate. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Okay, cool. So that's what it's like to navigate this thing. On the board right now, we're looking at our map on Roll20. There are 2 places that we created. One of them is the Relic, and if you remember, I'll pull up my notes to show us here, but the Relic is kind of located in deep space. It's not near any planets or anything, and we know that it is some kind of experimentation facility. We the players, I don't think the Ironlanders would totally understand this, but we have a path chartered to the Relic, which means that it would be easier to get there, but there's also, we would say that maybe the ship's radars detected that there is a planet and then like a moon called Sealy and Sirius. I think the planet is Sirius, the moon was Sealy. Do you remember?
I think that's right.
No, okay, so I'm looking here. The tainted planet was Sealy, or Silly, and Sirius was the moon. And what we know as players is that planet is tainted with vampires on it.
Oh, yeah,
you remember that? Yeah. The air is toxic, but it's full of vampires. Who fortunately, I guess, don't know how to get off the planet or don't have the ability to.
Thank God.
So, with understanding what the board looks like, I think we do need to talk about kind of what is the broader strategy of the Ironlanders. But let's first, real quick, kind of change Ishana's character sheet. I don't know if you would agree with me, but we're probably going to be doing a lot of moving around. And if we're going to be using Ishana as a main character, she's got to have higher wits.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you can change whatever stats you'd like, but I would say maybe change edge with wits. So you go from 2 to 1, swap those out.
Okay, let's see.
I think if you hit the edit button, you should be able to change them. So Ishana, I have put back to normal. We're at +5 health, +5 spirit, +5 supply. She's had a year and change to get better. She has the old goal, the old vow, which was to find and alleviate Alba's illness. I don't know if you remember, but the last session with Amanda, we left it where Alba was kind of placed in a kind of stasis. Imagine, aliens or whatever, those stasis pods where people sleep or hibernate or whatever. She's in that kind of situation. So she's not getting worse, but she hasn't gotten better. And we still have a little bit of ways to solve that problem. But then I also added kind of what is, I would say, the legacy of Ishana, which is to find a new home for the Ironlander tribe. I set this at extreme. If you think it should go to epic, or if you want to argue for it to be formidable, you're welcome to. But this is going to be a challenge.
I think extreme is fine for right now,
okay.
As we're getting our bearings and figuring out where we're going.
And then finally, I did put a menace. StarForged doesn't have menace, but I like Menace as a concept. So under Menace, I put the jungle stops the Ironlanders from escaping. If you remember, the jungle is this kind of giant corporation that probably is doing these experiments on these planets that the Ironlanders are a part of, and they would probably try to thwart the Ironlanders from escaping. Yeah. So every time we fail, every time we fumble big time, we have to add 1 progress on that Menace tracker. So we gotta hope that we don't screw up a ton.
Okay.
And there's so 10 marks. We can discuss about like how frequent, because I could see how that could go up very quickly. All right, so you switched. I don't see that they have switched. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, so Edge.
No, I switched it.
You switched it? Okay, let me just do it on my end, because for some reason it's just not. Okay. 2. There we go. Apply. Okay. Boy, this is giving me like this weird error message. All right, but I think we're back. So now we have Edge 1, Heart 2, Iron 3, Shadow 1, Wits 2.
Yes.
Cool. All right, the other thing I wanted to show you is under... Man, I guess my internet is acting weird or something. Let's go to Progress, actually. So under Progress, if you click Progress, you'll see that there's quests, bonds, and discoveries. This represents the legacy tracking that STARFORGED has added. I don't think that there is a trouble rating about like how difficult this is. You just go to 10 check marks. If you make 10 progress, it just you gain a certain amount of points or something. And I think it's 1 check mark per progress of any kind, whether it comes to quests, bonds, or discovery. So if we complete a quest, even at troublesome, we can mark a check mark. Maybe depending on the intensity of the quest, that might determine how many check marks. I think that's fair. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, and then finally under the Sites tab, I added the Relic. I also like about Delve the whole like building a Delve site. So maybe we can just kind of like when we find a new location, we can build it out, but we can kind of use this format. Okay. I have the Relic. We can decide the theme of the Relic because that is in STARFORGED. If you wanted to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, roll a d7, and let's see what the theme of the Relic is. I know we're jumping around a little bit, but there's just some things we have to fill in. I think if you do / roll d7, it should work.
Roll. Oh, there it goes. Okay. 3.
Okay, cool. Let me try something. I just need to reset Roll20 because it's just not refreshing very well. Okay, so I see your 3, and that. Let me look in the place that has these themes. Here we go. Nearly there. Okay, so I screwed up. Roll a d100 because you can, in fact, roll a d100 to figure this out. I'm showing the audience the possibilities, and I'll read out your number. Okay, so you rolled a 30, which is basically a 3, just with 10 added to it. The place is fortified, which makes sense. Enemies defend this place. Sorry. Something caught in my throat. Enemies defend this place against intruders. You know when there's like something in your throat and it just wants to tickle you?
No,
okay, I feel better. Riveting gameplay with Mayday at all times. So this place is fortified, and that makes sense, right, Eli? Like we already said, this place was. I think we said that experiments of isolation were being had here.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, so let me just make a note of that. Here we go. I'm opening Ashana's character sheet, and we'll say that this place is fortified. Okay, we figured that out. what really matters is, Eli, paint for me a picture of, like, what this year after has been, and, like, what do the Ironlanders want to do? I mean, even though it's been a year and change of them learning how to operate this ship, like, if it really breaks down, they're going to need people who are better than them to repair this ship. I mean, they're still in a rough spot.
Yeah. I mean, I think I think like the beginning part of that whole year was just them figuring it out, but like towards like the tail end, once they're like got some level of a bearings, you know, I would imagine some parts of like wear and tear on this ship, because it's also been so old and like in the dirt for like God knows only how long.
Yeah.
So I imagine there are at least some of the more like intelligent of them is starting to notice like wear and tear, things are breaking down, you know. There's had to have been like trial and error on some things, you know.
And remember, there's always KB who can probably direct them and tell them, oh, this is starting to wear down, or...
Yeah.
But yeah, there's gonna be like, you know, filtration systems and all that kind of stuff that are gonna need to get fixed.
Yeah, I feel like towards like the end of this year, like KB's gonna have to come up to Ashana and be like, you know, this part is starting to wear out, and if you don't get it fixed, it's going to be problematic. So we're going to have to figure out how to. We're going to need to find like a port, or we're going to have to find a planet to resupply.
So, is Ashana piloting the ship?
Nah, I don't think Ashana's the one piloting. I think she would have had to have learned, so she has the capacity to. But I feel like eventually she would have like designated those roles to other people so that she could focus on other stuff.
Okay, so she's just taken more of like an administrative leadership role.
Yeah.
She was born for this. Back in the Ironlands, she was a famous boxer and was part of the Ironmongers. Do you think the whole like weird 3 groups, the whole triumvirate that we had come up with, is that still sticking around after a year and a half up here?
Nah, I wonder how many.
Oracle.
Like, we could ask the Oracle, because I wonder how many of like the distribution between the 3 groups, because I know historians weren't so inclined to like know what goes on beyond the storm.
What I recall is that last session with Amanda, she rolled a critical success, specifically in, does the tribe, like, is there a lot of quarreling when it comes to who goes and who stays? So I kind of feel like exactly who wanted to go would have gone. Okay. But I guess we can ask, you know, is there a proportion of one over the other?
Yeah.
So we're going to ask the Oracle that, and let me find... It's been so long since I've used these books, but let's... All right, so do we think that it is... Do we want to just roll 50-50, or do we think it's likely that one side probably has strength over the other? You know, the most intelligent tended to be the historians and the cartographers. You know, the ironmongers wouldn't necessarily... They'd be there for protection. They'd be there to, you know, help in a fight.
Yeah, I think it would be even, because I feel like some ironmongers would have gone just because it's Ashana and would have rallied behind her. So there would have been some level of... Yeah, I think it would be even.
So I did math on my phone because I'm very bad at math, and 50 divided by 3 is 16.666. So the point is that there'd be roughly 16 per group. And I think that's fine.
Okay.
That way we've got all the smart people working on keeping the ship running, and we've got at least a nice team of 16 strong boys and girls to protect everyone. Okay. What is the first move? Ashana is the leader. They know of a planet out that they would have to charter and find, but maybe in kind of using the ship they found the relic, but haven't really explored it very much. Or do we want to just go somewhere else?
I think I think Ashana would at least try to either get close enough to figure out if it's a planet worth trying to go down to get parts or something like that, or at least try. It's the first place they've seen in God knows how long, so I think they would try to explore the relic first a little bit.
The relic first, and the priority is to try to find parts and filtration systems and all the stuff that is needed to probably power cells and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that we should. How dangerous is this place? I think that we should at least say that it is dangerous because last we left that the relic was in some kind of like turmoil. We had said that maybe jungle forces were trying to stop like an uprising or people that were trying to break out of their experimental chambers on the relic. What do you think are the kind of denizens that we would find there? One of the very common ones I put would be drones. I would imagine some kind of drone. Would Ironlanders have a name for drones? Buzzers or,
like buzzers.
Buzzers? Maybe because they make some kind of noise over the radar or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I like that.
Another common denizen
I would
of
say,
this place.
I would say like jungle security would definitely be common people.
Right. The jungle security, which I'll put that, and then another common would be obviously the people who are being. What is the right terminology for that? Not an experimenter, but a
experiments.
We'll just put the experiments. We'll put the experiments. What might be some uncommon things that we would find here?
I feel like uncommon stuff would be like stuff about the actual planet, like environmental things.
Now remember, this relic is floating in the middle of nowhere. It's not near anything.
Oh, okay.
Did you want to go to the planet, or did you want to go to the relic?
I don't want to go to the planet.
Okay. I'm just thinking out loud, like, maybe there's some kind of, like, space eel or something that, like, will get near or orbit, like, these kinds of places. I'm thinking, like, the things that stick to sharks, those little fish creatures.
Yeah.
Maybe they go to sources of power.
Oh yeah, like electric eels. Okay, I like that.
Okay, so we'll say plasma eels who they probably don't even look like eels. They're probably like ethereal and glowing or something, but they go to where the plasma energy of the engine is.
Space worms.
Space worms. Anything else uncommon? Let me look at the character. Excuse me, in the book there are creatures that it offers as a possible thing. Let's see. Sector, planets, creatures, page 174. We don't have the hardback version of this, so we're using the PDF because the Kickstarter just finished and they were very successful. But all they have so far right now is the PDF, so we are on virgin territory. So, creatures. If we want to roll for another kind of creature, we can do it right now.
Yes, let's roll for one more creature.
Okay, so let's roll a... They're in space. So let's decide their scale. Roll a d100, and we'll find out how big this thing is.
100.
Nah. No, you didn't.
I rolled 100.
Oh my god, you did!
I said 100, Sergio. Why would I lie?
Okay, that's hilarious because on the scale, 100 is ultra scale.
No.
Let me see what ultra scale like really means here, because
I mean, that kind of makes sense. We're out in the void, so something god awful.
So below ultra scale, there is huge, which is whale sized. So there has to be something that is bigger than a whale near the relic. But this is fine because we're currently just deciding the denizens. So this thing could maybe not be around if we don't roll for it. But let's just keep going. We rolled Ultra Scale. Roll another D100. Ultra Scale has its own like list of size. There's Titanic, Colossal, and Vast. Let's see what you get. 66. 66 is Titanic, so at least the size of a hill.
Okay.
We'll say again whale-sized. It's pretty much could have been mountain or planet-sized. All right, this is cool. I like this. I like where this is going. Let's keep going with figuring out what this thing is. The first look, roll a D100. Let's determine kind of what our first impression is of this thing. Tell me.
All right, don't ignore that one.
Okay. Just call out what you got.
35.
35 is elongated neck. Elongated neck. What do you imagine at this point?
Right now, I'm just imagining a space giraffe or a dragon. Actually, like since ultrasound is like giant, like Ghidorah.
Okay. Love it. Ghidorah. As a lifelong Godzilla fan, I will never turn down Ghidorah. That is, yes. I'm going to put that in the rare category, right?
Yeah, no, totally.
We're going to put that in the rare category.
I'd like to not.
Let's just choose a creature that already exists at this point. Hold on, let me go back to the list to figure out creatures, page 174. But there are... Let's see. Am I crazy? Because I remember there being a whole thing of like... Let's see. Because if I go to 174, I'm worried that it's just going to be... Yeah, it's just like the roll table. Let's see. Access community. Yeah. I don't seem to find it. That's fine. Okay, let's just come up... Oh, here. I think I just fell upon it. Firestorm. Here we go. Ember Wisp. A draft pirate. Okay, so sample encounters. Okay, here we go. So let's do... Oh, pirates. Pirates are just good as an option, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay,
pirates.
So we'll say that uncommon are drift pirates. Is what they're called in the book. Thank you, STARFORGED. All right, so we got our things noted, and I think we're good to do that. I think that we should create a new... under summary, we should create a new quest or a new vow, and that vow needs to be something like recover resources from the relic, right?
Yes, recover resources.
So under that third option in summary, fill that out. And I think that we can make this dangerous.
Yes.
And the menace... What might the menace be?
Well, I feel like the jungle would definitely be the biggest menace out of all of them, because if they find out that we've escaped our planet,
yeah,
we're gonna be in trouble.
So so how do we do this? Like, is it a situation where the jungle is currently being represented just by like robots and shit? Like, there's not actually anybody who can do anything about the fact that an experiment has escaped? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I would say that because like I feel like communication would definitely take time regardless, and since we're in the void, that would be a while. So I assume that most planets are droid run with maybe like a handful of personnel.
Okay, so what I'll put as the menace is that the jungle is notified by the relic communications drones, right?
Yeah.
So what this is tracking is not that if the jungle comes and intercepts, but if the jungle even knows that something has happened here that involves our Ironlanders. All right. Dangerous makes sense. We just want to get in. We just want to get out. What's the plan? Like, how do they approach? Because I kind of feel like the approach should be finding, like, just where we think the supplies might be and, like, jumping in and jumping out.
Yeah. I think it would be like trying to scan the relic to try to find the location of where the supplies we need, and then try to find an entry point as close as possible where we can just dock, get in, get out, get ahead.
Okay. I think we are ready to make our first move. If we look at page, let's see, I think it's 227. Whoops.
7.
We have our moves. So it looks like you're either trying to secure an advantage or gather information.
Yes.
I'm leaning more towards gather information because you're specifically trying to figure that out.
Yes. So
Are we going with the idea that the relic is currently occupied, like the jungle forces are currently occupied with this kind of breakout that's happening?
Yeah, I would say the jungle's pretty preoccupied, so like personnel would be like gathered in specific areas, so there might be a chance that this is like an opening for us to go.
All right, so before we do that gather information roll, I just realized we have to travel there first, right?
Okay.
We're currently orbiting the Ironland planet, so we need to exploration. When you follow a known route, which it is, through perilous space across hazardous terrain or within a mysterious site, you will roll plus supply. So make a supply roll, and let me know what you get.
A weak hit.
On a weak hit, you arrive, but face a cost or a complication. You can choose one. You can either make a suffer move, or you could face a complication at the destination and envision what that is.
Well, I would say, wouldn't it be that maybe when we arrive to Relic, one of our key, like, problems, like the filtration system or something like that, that's finally gone, so we no longer have it.
I like that. So it kind of puts a ticking clock a little bit, because I'm sure KB says, we've made it to Relic, but we now only have an hour of oxygen.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, so we only have so much time.
Okay, I like this. So put a little pressure on here. We'll discuss in a second whether it's worth increasing the difficulty of this location. But I think that's a good complication. Now I think we can gather information.
Okay.
So when you gather information, you will roll plus wits. And let's see what you do.
More wits. Weak hit.
Weak hit. On a weak hit, the information provides new insight, but also complicates your quest. Envision what you discover. So the ship comes out of, some kind of fast drive, and you see the relic, and there's something going on. This is probably the first time that KB does like a good scan of it, and he's like, there's a lot of violence going on. It seems like people are, there's some kind of breakout happening here. Looks like there's a bunch of automated units, kind of patrolling. But what is the complication, Eli, that makes this a little more challenging?
Would it be complicated if, like, there are people holding out in the supply area that we have to go? So there's literally, like, they're behind a door with all of the supplies we would need, and on the other side of that door is, like, a bunch of buzzards just waiting to try to storm the facility.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I think that's the most obvious thing, is that, the skirmishes that we would be hoping to happen elsewhere are happening exactly where we need to go.
Yeah.
Okay. You know that wherever you dock, there's going to be people there that you're going to have to face. How are you arming yourself? How are you defending yourself? Who's coming with you? How many people are coming with you? What's the game plan?
Let's see. Well, Ashana's gonna definitely go. And I think she'll probably take a small, like, squad of people. Like, they don't need a lot of people, but they just need enough to try to get themselves through and if they need a heavy hand to try to defend themselves. But I
You
don't
have
think everybody
roughly
needs to go.
16 ironmongers. How many do you think you'd bring along with you?
I would say like 6 to 8.
Okay.
I would take.
Let's say 8. Let's
Okay.
this is the first mission. You want to make sure you have the support you need to survive this. And what does it look like? I mean, they dock, and it's now KB's now like, all right, I can open the door at any point. What are we doing?
I think everybody's just like, yeah, they've geared up. Actually, I also think I should bring somebody who is intelligent.
Okay. All right.
So maybe one historian or somebody
right.
who's like gained some knowledge on tech sat.
One of the smart guys who's willing to risk their life goes with you.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the only weapons we would necessarily have would be the weapons we brought with us from the Ironlands, unless KB had a small armory on deck.
That might be worth a roll. Do you? I think
Yes,
that it's
roll.
unlikely that KB would have like advanced weapons. Do you want to fight me on that?
I think it would be unlikely. No, I think it would be unlikely. I feel like KB was like a transport ship of some kind, and that was it.
Right. So if we roll a 76 or greater, we do not have weapons. Because it is unlikely. Oh, no, the answer is yes if you roll 76 or greater, but we are saying, yeah, I think I'm correct.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Roll 300.
35, which means that it's the opposite. You do have weapons.
Oh, fuck, hell yeah. Okay,
cool. A lot or a little?
They gotta be rat. A little. It's gotta be like a couple of them. So I feel like maybe 2 or 3 have like maybe a plasma gun of some kind.
Okay.
And everybody else got Ironland spears.
There's gotta be something in STARFORGED, the book, about weapons like that. Let's see. Vehicles, oracles, choose your character. See, here's the thing. I kind of feel like a weapon is like an asset or something that you would have. It really doesn't say anything about how weapons work. Combat action, anomaly effect, oracle arrays. All right, we'll just say that a plasma weapon does like 2 harm or something.
Okay. So like 2 or 3 of them like have it. Ashana's gonna go in with her gauntlets, and then.
Okay, so she doesn't even have one.
No. Not
She's
Ashana.
punching her way through this ship and through this campaign. I love it. Okay.
Always.
So they're going in, and the goal is just kind of grab whatever looks like supplies.
Yeah. I imagine KB would have told them what it looks like at the very least. Don't even go into explaining what they need, but like, you need this too, this box, this little circle.
Right.
Bring these three things
This is what
back.
we're looking for. All right. So the first obvious thing to me is you need to face danger, right?
Okay. Yes, absolutely.
How are we facing danger? With what stat are we using? You could go with edge, heart, iron, shadow, or wits.
I feel like they're not like going to be the first to like attack. They're going to try to come in prepared to fight, but like are just trying to move.
So with speed and agility, you're just trying to get in and out.
Yeah. So shadow.
No, with edge, which has unfortunately been turned to 1.
We repurposed it.
We should have done heart, but we don't like playing low heart characters.
No, we're all heart, dude.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna roll edge. Oh my gosh, you still got a weak hit.
It's a weak hit. It's better than nothing. I'll take it.
That's good. So on a weak hit, let's look at what you do. You succeed, but at a troublesome cost. Oh, first things first, we forgot to bring your momentum up. So bring it up to 3 because of that last roll. And we need to make a suffer move. That is a... combat is not suffer. It's suffer. Okay, so you are going to... I guess you can decide whether you want to lose momentum, endure harm, or endure stress. First of
I
all,
would say
just tell me what happens when those doors open and you get involved in what's happening, and why it justifies what you think the suffer move is.
Okay. I mean, I imagine when the doors open, this is like the first time they've really seen other like locations. I feel like it's like brighter than the KP's ship.
Interesting.
So it's like bright like Apple geek store kind of just like vibe.
The jungle
like,
always has good lighting on all of their ships.
Yeah. So it's just a little disorienting, but you can hear like just like blasters going off, people firing stuff. You can kind of at least smell like fire.
Yeah, it's got to be
like,
happening within eye shot as well, because like we said, it was happening very close. So they probably see, whoever these people are in their experimentation jumpsuits and stuff.
Yeah, we're down like a small hallway, and we just see people just like running through the hallways and stuff like that. Like people in like orange jumpsuits or something like that, firing off, and like these little bots just like exploding and stuff. It's like loud, disorienting, but there is a little bit of familiarity, I guess, because we as Ironlanders fight in the fray a lot.
Yeah. All right. I think at this point you need to tell me what you want to do, because you have to either undertake an expedition to find the stash, or you could say that you're already within eyeshot and it's just a matter of like gathering information or securing an advantage to find the right stuff.
I feel like one role of exploration would be cool, just to it's a new ship. We need to experience what ships and being in the space world is like. So I think a little bit of that.
Love it. Yep. This makes sense as well for our site, which is the relic. I don't think we've made any kind of progress or anything yet. Our objective is to steal supplies. Okay. All right. So we're going to undertake the expedition, and to do that, we're going to either roll edge, shadow, or wits. Stay vigilant with wits, keep under the radar with shadow, or move at speed with edge. I kind of think wits makes sense.
Yeah.
It's better than edge or shadow, which you have only one of.
Yeah.
Let me adjust this a little bit so folks can see the roll results.
There we go. Okay. So you said wits.
We're gonna roll wits. Yes.
I'm gonna stay vigilant. Strong hit.
Nice.
Yes.
Strong hit. That's great. Let's look at what the results are. On a strong hit, you reach a waypoint, envision what it is, or we can roll for it. Either way, you will mark progress per the rank of the expedition. So, because it's dangerous, we make 2 full check marks on our progress of just kind of exploring this place. And because we reach a waypoint, we can explore that waypoint. So, let's see if there's a waypoint oracle real quick. Oracles, settlements, starships. Maybe starships. Let's try that. 164. Fleet, initial contact, first look, starship mission, starship name. Yeah, no, that's just other stuff. That's not what we want. Maybe first look, or starship mission. We said that this is a fortified place. We could roll on the features table.
Okay.
To kind of figure that out. Roll a d20. Hope we roll a 9 through 12. Oh, so close. Okay. We find what is a work or training area. A work or training area. What does that mean to you?
Work a training area. Maybe it's like because there would be actual human personnel somewhere on this ship, so that's probably like a lab facility or something like that, or
Okay.
like an observation facility, like deck or something like that.
All right. It's ultimately, do we want to explore this space or do we want to try to keep looking for our storage place?
I want to keep looking for
Okay.
our storage space.
That makes sense to me. And because of that, we will go back to our moves. I think we are... Let's see, exploration. I still think we're kind of undertaking that expedition. So roll me another wits, shadow, or edge roll to determine if we find anything good.
Alright, I'm doing wits again. We're gonna try to keep running down this hall and staying vigilant. Weak hit.
Okay, that's good. On a weak hit, as above, which means you reach a waypoint, but it costs you one of the following. Either you make a suffer move, or you face a peril at the waypoint and envision what you encounter. Do you want to figure out what the waypoint is first?
Yeah, let's figure out what the waypoint is first. That will
okay.
What this.
How did I do that again? I've already forgotten.
We did features last time, so it'll be a 1d20.
Oh yeah. Roll another d20. Here we go.
A two.
A camp or quarters? Camp or quarters? I'm reading off of the old Ironsworn cards, but I think this is still related in some way. The point is that we come upon camp or quarters, so obviously that means like a bunk or some kind of sleeping area.
Yeah.
Is it security or is it like the experiments? Are we like seeing what one of their isolation booths might have looked like?
Yeah, it would be more interesting if it was experiments, like a experiment bunker or facility. It's one of those Japanese hotels where it's just like the bunk.
Yeah, the capsule hotel.
The capsules, yeah.
That sounds horrifying.
Bunch of capsules.
God, all these people must be crazy if they've been kept in isolation. They're just like gnawing at the drones and stuff. Okay, still haven't found our place, so we got to keep looking, right?
Yeah, we're running out of time.
Yeah, we are running out of time. Go ahead and roll another. We do make progress though, so let me go to the site. Okay. We'll make another 2 check marks of progress, and go ahead and roll another wits to see if we can find it.
Please. Oh,
we get to explore any of these. So weak hit, okay. You reach a waypoint, and you can mark progress. So another 2 check marks. But we need to roll a d20. I don't know. I'm not sure this is what I want to do anymore. I kind of want to. Let's see, how else could we portray this? Because I'm actually kind of surprised that the book isn't more obvious about things you can find. Impacts, vehicle troubles, burdens, lasting effects, assets, equipment, vehicles, oracles, rolling oracle. Here, let's see if the oracle has any stuff. No, this is just how to ask the oracle.
Do you want to roll like the Denizen this time to see if there's something dangerous we can?
Sure, that would be interesting. I don't know if it would be worth it because it's going to be mostly detrimental, and we didn't roll that poorly. A weak hit is still like a success.
Yeah.
So it's more like I just want to make sure we are doing this correctly. Starting a sector, starting your adventure. Guided play, tips and tricks, action. Oh, okay, here we go. Action, theme, and descriptor. This is what I'm looking for. 133. Okay, so let's roll on the theme of this new waypoint we found. Roll a d100, and that will determine it for us. Learning as we go, play in StarForged. You just got a 64, which is a price. The theme here is price.
Okay.
Which is a little weird. We can try to roll on the action table if that doesn't help clarify things, if you want to roll another d100.
Let's do it.
Price. The price of what? The price of what? 37. Distract. Distract price or the price of distraction. We did say that these people were distracting the security system. What if they are like basically getting in our space or within eyeshot or, you know?
Yeah. Or we just run into some security and they weren't expecting us.
Okay, all right. So the distraction is coming at a price, you know, something like that. So I think we should face danger.
Okay.
To determine just how bad this situation gets. You're gonna roll. I think. Let's go back. 227. Yeah. How are you facing this danger?
Well, if we're running into security and stuff like that, Ashana only knows how to do one thing.
Okay, so with strength,
somebody.
endurance, and aggression, Ashana is going to not even try to hide, just try to fucking destroy whatever's coming. Go ahead and roll iron. I think you can kind of determine setting the mood here of just how good or bad things are.
Did I get anything extra from her?
Well, you could use some of your assets.
Yes.
You have the Starship, which is your asset, but you have the Brawler and the Bannersworn. Bannersworn has been changed to something else in Starforged, but I made sure to check that they're both basically the same.
Okay.
When you face danger under Brawler...
do I get the +1?
Clash against a brawling attack. I don't know if this drone, if that's what they are, would be brawling with you unless you think you're brawling with the experiments.
Oh, what about jungle security? I thought it was actual security guards.
Well, we spoke earlier that maybe the jungle security was all robots and stuff, and that's why it's safe to kind of come in here.
Okay.
So if there's no people, then the other option is when you enter the fray, which is what you're doing. Maybe we can skip the whole face danger.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to enter the fray. You can gain a +1 on the enter the fray. Let's see. When you enter the fray bearing your banner, add +1 and take +1 momentum. When you burn the momentum while carrying your banner in combat, you can take +1 momentum after you reset. That's cool. So you're going to enter the fray and add +1 to that modifier.
Copy.
Oh, boy.
I missed anyways, fuck.
Even with that +1. Okay, interesting. Let's look at enter the fray on a miss. Connection moves. Where's combat? Combat is... right here. Enter the fray. On a miss, the fight begins with you in a bad spot. What is that bad spot?
Yeah, I think because Ashana is just gauntlets and this drone is probably just faster in general, it can float around and
I
stuff.
think there's multiple drones as well.
Yeah. Like Ashana like swings at one and then like a bunch of them show up. You know?
Yes, I do know. All right, so there are multiple drones, and this isn't going to be as easy of a combat as you thought. What is the move? Is Ashana really going to try and fight all these things, or is she just going to try to run?
I feel like Ashana is wise enough as a warrior to know that if the cavalry's come,
Yeah.
that we should try to retreat, regroup, and try to find our objective, which is the supply area.
Okay, so I think we can make a move called take decisive action. When you seize an objective in a fight, envision how you take decisive action, and you can roll to succeed. If you're in control, check the result as normal, then roll the challenge die and compare to your progress. Here's the problem. You're not in control. I just forgot about that. Which means that you are going to clash first.
Okay.
Roll plus iron. And let's find out. Well, first of all, is it close quarters or is it at a distance? I imagine these drones have like little, either they have like little tasers or they have like, some kind of laser taser.
No, yeah, stun guns. Yeah, no, totally.
But are they having to come up close to you or are they like shooting you from afar?
I would say they're shooting from afar because that's normally what drones would do.
Okay, so unfortunately you're going to have to roll plus edge because when you exchange fire at a distance, you must roll plus edge.
Oh no!
Yes.
Why did we get rid of the edge?
we may have made a mistake.
We thought Wits was going to be the problem.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of leading the show now.
Please be merciful.
Oh no! Another miss. A 3 on your action score. Okay, let's see. Clash. On a miss, your foe dominates this exchange. You stay in a bad spot, and you have to pay the price. Roll a d100. Let's figure out what that price is. What do you got, a 16?
16.
You are separated from something or someone.
It just breaks off from the pack. There's too many hallways, and we all scatter to the wind.
So maybe all 8 of your guys like run off in a different direction or something.
Like, I imagine we're like running away now at this point, and Ashana's like in the lead, and then they keep firing. It gets to a point where they just like manage to split us down a split hallway. So some people go left, some people go right.
Maybe 50-50 we can ask the Oracle,
Okay.
does at least a handful of guys stay with you?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll say if a yes, at least one of them has a gun. So roll a 50-50, 51 or greater, at least one of them stays with you, and they have a weapon. Okay. I think... I think that, we'll say that 2 of them stay with you, and one of them has a gun.
Thank God. Okay,
Got a laser pistol, right? Unfortunately, the problem is that you still are in melee with this thing. You're going to have to roll plus edge again, unless you can have a reason that these droids get closer, these drones. But so far their tactic is working of shooting from afar.
I don't want to get closer.
True.
So I'll roll.
All right, you're going to roll edge again. Let's see what you get.
Please.
Oh my god!
Why did we switch this, Sergio? Why did we do
It's
this?
only now relevant because like, oh my god, this is insane. This might be the shortest StarForged session in Twitch history. That is a big time miss. You're going to pay the price again. Roll another d100.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
Oh, fuck.
Oh
Sorry.
god,
hold
100.
on. No, that's me not rolling.
Oh,
right?
oh okay.
Forgot to add the D.
24. Something of value is lost or destroyed.
Something valuable. The only thing
I
valuable.
mean, the gun is valuable.
Yeah, I was about to say the gun or the gauntlets.
The gauntlets, sure. I mean...
Oh my god, they break her gauntlets!
So here's what we can do. Either the gun is kind of shot out of the hand of one of the guys, and you can still maybe retrieve it, but we still have the issue of you have to get a success to be able to at least attempt to get out of here or fight again. I still think you probably want to get out of here.
Yeah.
So the point is, I think Ashana has to get close to roll with iron, but it's still their turn.
Okay.
Do they get closer? 50-50, do they get closer?
Okay.
51 or greater, they move in closer because they think they can swarm you now. Oh no! They stay at it. They stay far away. You are going to have to roll plus edge. Let's see what happens.
Fuck.
Roll with edge to see what happens.
Please.
Oh no!
Please.
Another bad spot. You can either pay the price or make a suffer move, because I think at this point these things are legitimately like probably hurting you.
Yeah, I would say, I guess we'll make a suffer move on this one.
Okay, here we go. Suffer moves. I think you're going to endure harm. When you face physical danger, suffer. You reduce your health by 1.
Okay.
Or, no, that's fine. And then you will lose momentum equal to the remaining harm. If your health is 0, no, ignore that. Then, if your health is 0, ignore that. You're going to roll health or iron. I think your health is higher, so you will roll iron. Let's see what you get.
Strong hit on the
Good.
iron.
Here we go. This is why we got in close. On a strong hit, you can shake it off, or you can embrace the pain and take +1 momentum.
I'm gonna embrace the pain and get more momentum.
All right, increase your momentum from 3 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you have rolled a strong hit, you now have the initiative. So, you can attempt to continue to combat these things, and we can, detail their difficulty. I think they're going to be, if it's more than 2 or 3 of them, it's going to be pretty difficult. Or you can attempt to run away. And the only way I think you could really do that is react under fire. When you are in a bad spot, you can fight to avoid danger or overcome an obstacle. You can try to gain ground, which is secure an advantage. Or you can try to take a decisive action. Maybe there are crates or something that you can topple to, block the way of the drones, and then you can kind of get out of there. One of those makes sense to me.
What was the first one again? Sorry?
The first one was react under fire. When you are in a bad spot, and take action in a fight to either avoid danger or overcome an obstacle. I think,
I feel like that kind of makes sense.
All right.
I feel like Ashana's trying to at least, make a path or a hole to get out of this,
Yeah.
So they all can run.
So what stat are you going to be rolling with? You can block or divert with force. Taking the hit, you will roll with iron if you want to use that stat.
I feel like I would use iron because I think Ashana would since she gained that 1 momentum kind of pushing through the pain, she would just kind of charge through and use both of her gauntlets to try to just knock out some drones.
Okay.
To clear
you are
a path.
going to roll plus iron, and let's see how you do. Hopefully better. Much better. A weak hit.
Weak hit.
You succeed, but face a troublesome cost. You have to make at least 1 suffer move, and you stay in a bad spot, meaning I think you might lose the initiative.
Fuck.
Let's look here. Bad spot. Let me see. Trying to search in the document what bad spot means. Let's see. Take decisive action. You're in control. You're in a bad spot. Use this oracle to help inspire when you're not sure what enemy does next. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. What did we say? We said that you succeed, but something troublesome happens. So what does it look like? What does it look like getting through these drones?
I think Ashada is probably gonna just like ironmonger up and just like battle cry through this whole like hallway, and just like taking both of her fists and just punching
Like
her
maybe
way
more
through.
just like pushing them even than
Yeah, like
anything.
push it.
Just
Yeah,
making a way for her and her allies, right?
yeah, like move, bitch, get out the way.
Let's roll a combat action to find out
Okay.
what the enemy does, what these drones do. Roll a d100, and we'll figure that out. 34. Okay.
34.
Here we go. Intimidate, taunt, or frighten. That is what the drones attempt to do. They try to intimidate, taunt, or frighten you
Okay.
and your allies. How do you imagine that? What would that look like? How would a drone? Maybe the drone sets off an alarm, or is like maybe the drone says we need to go, communicate with jungle, so we need to go,
Yeah.
spread the news, right?
Yeah, like I imagine like a communication beacon or something goes off, something that would trigger more or trigger an alarm, trigger something that's happening here that would reallocate resources towards this area.
So
Always turn red.
Our goal is to recover resources from the relic. We did note that the jungle is notified by the relic if the menace track goes all the way. I think that that's one progress for them, like saying we need to go do that. And I think we at least need one more progress for all those misses that we did earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so the drones fly away, they buzz away, and we're back to either finding some supplies. We have under our location, under our site, we have 6 progress. We could attempt to find what we're looking for, but if we roll a miss, there'd be some kind of complication with that. Or we can keep looking.
We got to keep looking because we don't have a lot of time, and we're also missing people, and they know the objective would be to keep looking for that stuff. So I feel like we would intersect in some way.
All right, so do you want to portray that looking or finding the storage as we roll right now, and you will find it, but there could be a complication because you only have 6 out of 10? Or do we continue exploring, or, that previous roll? What was it? Let me look it up. It was like
we were doing wits rolls. Yeah.
Yes, it was a not a quest move. It was an exploration move. We were undertaking an expedition.
I kind of want to explore one more time.
All right. You are going to roll plus wits, unless you'd like to roll with edge or shadow.
No.
Let's see what you get. Weak hit.
Weak hit.
On a weak hit, you reach a waypoint, envision the location, and mark your progress. So we can go up 1 in terms of our... never mind. We go up in terms of our site. So we would make 2 progress on that. So we now have 8 progress. But we have to either make a suffer move or face a peril at the waypoint. We can, if we wanted to, say that we get to where we think is where the storage is.
Okay.
But what's the complication? Do we either suffer a move, or make a suffer move, or there's some kind of complication here?
Well, I know we had mentioned that there was potentially a standoff at this like supply thing. So there was experiments like holding out in the one place that would have all of this stuff.
Right.
So we're like walking up on the on the standoff.
Okay, gotcha. Face a peril. I think the most likely thing is that we face danger, and that might determine what's going on here. I assume there's some kind of firefight or there's some kind of skirmish going on. But our face danger roll will determine how bad it is, and we have to, let's see, you tell me what stat you want to roll with.
I feel like I would try to maybe with wits try to figure out try to get a vantage point, try to see.
Well, then why don't we
going
secure an advantage then?
on. Okay.
You can roll with wits on that if you want to. Oh,
Fuck.
miss. On a
Fuck.
miss,
Okay.
you fail or your assumptions betray you. Pay the price. You can either tell me right now what those assumptions might have been. Maybe it's as simple as you thought you were going to be able to, like, hide somewhere, and there's nowhere to hide. Like, there's people everywhere, there's drones everywhere.
Yeah, I would say like trying to find cover in some way ends up being even more of a not a good vantage point. Might put him like right in the middle of the fray.
Okay. I think regardless, that menace track needs to go up.
Yep.
And first of all, I want to point out that Allegra is freaking out in the chat.
I know.
Saying they're about to drive some real dice down to you. That's funny. Okay, so how do we get ourselves out of this? So you so it's just kind of chaos right now. I think that you have to either try to face danger to just find supplies, or gather information to get a more definite, like, idea of where these supplies are. Either way, if you face danger, you're not going to know what you're grabbing. It's just kind of like a grab all.
Well, fuck. Okay. Yeah. No. I guess I would.
Or
yeah.
you try to gather information and maybe, open up a couple of crates and see what's inside.
We have time. That's the question. Fuck it. I'm gonna try to open a crate and figure out what it is.
All right. We're gathering information. Roll plus wits.
Wits.
All right. It's a weak hit. This information provides new insight, but also complicates your quest. Envision what you discover, then take +1 momentum. Your momentum goes up, but it provides new insight. I don't think that means it isn't what you're looking for. What is the new insight, though? Something that complicates your quest. You got it.
Yeah.
But what?
So we got the tools we need to survive. But what would
Maybe
also be?
Maybe it's like locked within another kind of like system that you're gonna have to figure out once you get on the ship, like how to get it out, or.
Okay, yeah. Like you can see it's like either marked, or you can have like a clear case where you can kind of see what it is, and it looks like the things that KB showed us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got like a security lock on it, or like a keypad.
Okay. So we found what we're looking for. We have to get out of here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
I think we can, if you want, we can make an old delve move, which is you would just exit the site, or you could attempt to find some other way out.
Nope. Got what we wanted. We need to go.
We have what we want. I see no reason why we can't try to escape. When you flee or withdraw from the site, are you moving with edge, with heart, iron, wits, or shadow?
If I can move with the very, I feel like.
I mean, with iron, you'd be fighting your way out, which I guess kind of makes sense.
I feel like at this point, the sneaking around and being vigilant is just behind us, and if we can run and punch our way back to KB,
yeah,
I would do that.
That makes sense. Roll iron, and let's see what you get.
Strong hit.
Strong hit. On a strong hit, you make your way safely out of the site. Take +1 momentum, so your momentum goes up. And describe to me how, even with all of this ruckus, Ishana and the other Ironlanders pick up this crate and take it back to their ship.
Yeah, I feel like, they're like peeking out the door a little bit. They're seeing the firefight going on between these drones and these experiments. And Ishana just like does like an Ironmonger like war cry and just like, and then they just go and they all just run. They're using the crate to block. Ishana's like punching people out of the way. Anything that stands in front of her, she's just moving out, and they're all just like one solid ironmonger unit, just
like a
doing what they do
phalanx,
best.
like around
Yeah.
the thing. And I would imagine these drones are busy with all of these people that are escaping their cells and that kind of stuff. It's just enough chaos to be able to
Yeah.
get out safely, and you go back the way that you came. Actually, you probably would go back the way the other ironmongers went. But either way, you get back to the ship. You get on the ship. The relic. Let's see. If we look at the site, we have made enough success that I think we should roll to see how we kind of leave this place. So you're going to roll 2d10, and we hope that we roll higher than an 8. We're doing this a little bit backwards because according to the delve rolls, we should have rolled this to fine. But a 6 and a 5, that's a strong hit. That's to locate our objective, I believe. On a strong hit, you locate your objective, which we did. You make another move now and add +1. Take +1 momentum. So bring the momentum up to 7. And we'll say that your next move has a +1. You start to... You tell KB to start the ship. What's the idea? Do we just want to get out of this area, or do we want to head in a new direction?
I think for now we just need to get out of the area because we have no idea if anybody's gonna come looking for us or we have no idea, and we still need to figure out how to open this crate first.
True. Let's just face danger to see what the journey getting out of the distance of the relic is like. Facing danger, you roll either edge, heart, iron, shadow, or wits.
I want to say wits, because I feel like Ashana would be trying to just navigate people out. With a +1 modifier. Strong hit.
Very nice. On a strong hit, you are successful. Take +1 momentum. Momentum goes to 8. You are able to navigate away from the relic. Its security systems too preoccupied with containing the experiments, and we'll say you're now just kind of orbiting however many hundreds of meters away. I don't know a lot about distance and space, but you are far away. You're safe. We have to figure out these crates. Has it been... How long did it take this whole thing? Parsecs, says Allegra. How much air time is left? How much air is left?
I'm concerned because we did a lot of misses.
Yeah.
So we were there for a little bit.
Let's say I don't think that it would be 50-50 that there would be 20 minutes of air left. I think there would be very little air left in terms of...
Okay.
But then again, we docked with another ship, and that oxygen would have, gone in. So maybe we have another hour. I think that's just logical. We'd have an hour.
Okay.
So we have an hour to figure out how to replace all the filtration system, right? And all the things that need fixed. Yes. What kind of a role does this seem like to you? Maybe...
I know Ashana knows that they're not capable of unlocking this box. So I think...
Oh, that's right. That's the challenge.
I think she would try to use heart first to try to convince one of the smarter people, or maybe KB, to unlock the box.
I think KB makes the most amount of sense.
Okay.
So let's do... First of all, we fulfilled an iron vow because we had made a promise to steal these resources, right? So we do gain a certain amount of experience that I might have to get back to you about. It was a dangerous quest, so you would have received, I think... We'll figure that out. Right now, we're trying to figure out how we break open this box. What are you thinking? Are you looking through the rule book here to see? Make a discovery, enter the fray. I don't think it would be combat. I don't think it would be a suffer move. Threshold move. No, that doesn't make sense. A recover move? No. We could maybe try to make a repair move.
Yeah, I was gonna say repair.
Yeah, that's... When you spend time recovering within your community, you sojourn. This is a weird kind of sojourn. We could also just have... Because the problem is we're handing this off to KB, so we still have to roll with Ishana's, stats.
How about test the relationship with KB?
How do you imagine that working if it goes good or bad?
I mean...
Because you develop your friendship, but...
Yeah.
I think that's... I think you could still make that... I would allow a success to go towards, unlocking this. But... Could be a check your gear or a secure an advantage roll. It could just be a face danger roll, and we'll roll with the computers or with KB's wits, and we'll just say like a +3 because it's KB, Let's decide. What do we want to do? Or we could hold off, but the problem is we only have an hour of air.
we don't have time to hold off.
This just feels like face danger, right? Let's just face danger. If you want to roll with wits, roll at +3. So I think you just add 1 to your wits, as a modifier, right?
Yeah.
So roll with a wits +1, and let's just see what you get.
Strong hit.
Strong hit. All right, so that's good. You are successful. Take +1 momentum. Your momentum goes up, and sure enough, with enough time, and you guys plug KB into the thing, and sure enough, it unlocks, and everything you need is in there. Now, because it's a strong hit, I don't think it's necessary to roll how much time is left.
Okay.
Let's just say that you're able to put everything back in, and the ship is back in fully operational condition. So with the ship working as it should, but we still kind of need to find a home, one. And I think we can make progress in that whole home thing. So we have the legacy track. We'll put 2 ticks towards, because it's 3, 2, 1, half. Yeah. So we'll put a new tick there to show that we are at least stable. We can continue trying to find the home. We only know that there is Sealy and Sirius. The Ironlanders don't know what's happening there. But we can either go there next, which would make the most sense if they're looking for a home, or they can try to charter and look for a new place besides this. We are in kind of the farthest parts of the Forge, so there's very little around here.
Yeah, I feel like just because they don't know, they would try to find the first planet and, check that out.
Okay. So they're going to go to Sealy, and because they have never been there, they are going to be making a special exploration move called Undertake an Expedition. I think as the last roll of the night, let's see how you do. You can roll either with Edge, Shadow, or Wits.
I'm going to stick with the wits, and Ashana's going to keep helping to navigate.
All right, so real quick, before we do that, let me just make sure we have everything written down. We're going to create a new track here, which is to travel to Sealy. And there could be a threat, but we don't have to worry about that right now. How dangerous of a journey do we think this could be? It's theoretically, it's just through mostly uncharted space, and we don't know what's out here. Doesn't really matter the distance.
I'd say maybe dangerous. at the very least. Or maybe formidable because it's the first time we've really done this.
True. All right. Say formidable
Let's go
quest.
formidable, yeah.
I think that makes sense. Let's have you roll one of these stats to see what the expedition starts out as. Ooh! You rolled a opportunity. So it was a strong hit with an opportunity. That's a critical success. On a strong hit, you reach a waypoint, envision the location, and mark progress per the rank of your expedition. So I'm going to increase that. But this is a critical success. You can... What is this waypoint? We can either decide right now, or we can figure it out next time.
Let's figure it out,
all right,
so that the person next time can
gotcha.
deal with it.
I like that. So let's roll the theme. Roll a d7, or excuse me, roll a d100. We'll figure out the theme.
83.
83. This is a ruined place. Time, disaster, or war has ravaged this place. This is a ruined place. And let's look real quick at ruined. Yeah. So we can roll on some features if we want to kind of... Maybe we roll on a feature, a peril, and an opportunity to kind of further define what's happening here.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right, roll a d100. 4. Collapsed or broken structures or terrain. Collapsed or broken structures or terrain. So something is destroyed here. Let's roll another d100 to determine the peril. 68. That is unearthed secrets best left buried. Unearthed secrets best left buried. And then one final d100 roll to figure out a possible opportunity. We're kind of going against convention, but let's just see what this pans out for us. What'd you get?
52.
52. Interested or useful device or artifact. So there's an interesting or useful device or artifact. This this place, what did I say, is
It's ruined.
It's unearthed secrets best left behind. But it is a collapsed or broken structure or terrain. And if you look at the page 207, it's a photo of like a planet that has been like shattered.
Yeah.
Which is immediately what I think of.
Mm-hmm. I was even thinking smaller, like it's like a city or a town that's just been like abandoned, it's empty, and it's just desolate and torn apart. Like there was a civilization here, and now it's just ruins and nothing.
But is it on a planet?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe this is like one of the failed experiments that we come across.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
What they do, the planet said
right.
that they're done.
Okay, so you're saying the collapsed or broken structure is represented in that whatever was on the surface is now destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's determine what this planet is, since we know now. It could be a planet. It might be something else, but let's see. Settlement details. Generate a planet. Generate stars. Let's just go for planet. That's not what I was actually looking for. Here we go. Oracles. Let's see. Planet. Space sighting. Exploring space. Sector name. Planets. Alright, here we go. 144. Okay, let's roll a d100 to determine what type of planet it is.
90.
It is a rocky world. A rocky world. So it's kind of barren. There's not really any water or anything like that. But maybe that works with the whole thing. Like, maybe it once had water, but it was just kind of annihilated or something. I'm going to add it to our site. We're going to add a new site. We're not going to get too in-depth to this, but it's a rocky planet. The theme is that it was ruined, I think?
Yes, it's ruined.
Ruined, and we can figure out... Let's see what else we can figure out about the planet. If it's a rocky world, let's see. I'll go to Jovian World, Jungle World. Here we go. A rugged planet scarred by eons of destructive asteroid impacts. Is there an atmosphere? Do we want to find that out?
Well, if it's a ruined place,
probably
though,
not.
And if it's a broken up planet, there would be no atmosphere.
We did decide that there was some kind of settlement here that was destroyed. We could determine just how big this settlement was.
Sure.
All right, roll a d100. 83.
83.
Whoops. An 83... It says orbital settlement. I don't think that's good. Let's use that 83 and let's see what is observed from space. Towering plateaus. There are towering plateaus on this planet, this rock planet. Let's just, I don't know, I want to kind of end us on something interesting. Possibly something unique about this place.
Well, can we roll about what the thing is there? Because I believe we rolled that there was like an item or something useful to our...
Right. There is some kind of item of note. We said that it was destroyed. I'm just kind of writing them down in our character sheet. Destroyed... settlement, possible experiment gone wrong, and okay, so we want to find out what is there. Let's see. Let's roll an oracle here. Let's see. Adventure. Nope, that's not what we want. Story complication is probably appropriate. 209. Combat action, anomaly effect. Maybe anomaly effect will help us get to that. Roll a d100.
Cool.
Let's see what we get. Tell me what you got.
28.
Corrupts or infects devices or computers.
Oh shit.
What are you thinking?
Okay. What would be like a virus or something, like a computer virus, something that could affect KB.
Right, and okay, so there is a computer virus here. I think we'll leave this for the next person. I don't really know if it's worth exploring this place, regardless of whether it has a computer virus that could screw up KB or not, because it has no oxygen. It's kind of like a ruined place.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. I think this is a good place to bring it to a close because we'll say that, you found some place, but it's not home. You got to keep looking. You got to keep heading in the direction of Sealy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
So that was a pretty good first session. We managed to get through it.
Oh yeah.
I like this. I want to add a rocky planet on our map to see. Ooh, there's kind of a good one with a big explosion in it that I think we can use. I'll put that between. We'll figure out the name and all that stuff. That's where we are now. I've been using little markers to try and mark where we are. So the red mark dictates that's where we are. Awesome. Awesome game, Eli. Thank you so much for joining us. I really like where this is going. I like that... I like that even trying to make Ashana better made her worse. If the next player really feels strongly about it, maybe we can switch back the stats, right? Because it seems like, let me look real quick at the quest moves, because if we're wrong about these quest moves, No, you can roll with wits. You can roll with supply. You can roll with wits. I still think it was a good move to change it to wits.
No, I mean it makes sense. It's just, of course, the rules wouldn't.
Our luck
wouldn't
was not
favor
with us. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. This is going to be the next stretch now. Oh, we should roll a d6 to figure out who is next.
All right.
I don't remember at all what the code was in terms of who was in what. Go ahead and roll the d6 and let's try to figure this out. I think I can.
Number
look
one.
at this. All right, so
It was where we all were
yes.
logistically on our world building.
You rolled a
set.
1. Allegra was 1. So next, Allegra will be joining us to save the Ironlanders.
Yes.
Find them a home. Guys, thank you so much for watching. It's always a blast to do this stuff and to share with you guys our stories and our games. If you like what we're doing, we have a Patreon that you can subscribe to. We are going to be releasing something soon with the last episode of Ashoka. We got merch. We have stickers. I don't have them in front of me. You don't have one, do you, Eli?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
I think Aaron has it. I kind of want to bring Aaron on. Maybe Allegra has one. Maybe next session we'll show them off. But I think we'll show them off like in a photo on Twitter. But point is we're selling merch. If you join us before the end of the summer on Patreon, you can get one of these stickers. It's kind of hard to sell it when I don't have it in front of me. But the point is I'm just hyping it up now. It's fine.
Trust us, we have stickers. And
exactly.
cool.
You can also just follow us on Twitch. You can subscribe to us on Twitch. So any way that you can show your support is always appreciated. But thanks for watching. We have the last episode of Ashoka coming out this Friday.
This Friday.
Eli, are you ready? Are you everything's going well with the edit?
It's going as far. It's gonna be our longest episode.
Awesome.
But it's gonna be fun. We also have Heroes You Should Know tomorrow.
That's right.
I believe Caleb and Leg will be together. I don't know who they are talking about, but it will be at 7 p.m. So be sure to check in with us then.
It'll be interesting nonetheless.
Yes, of course. But
awesome. Okay, guys, thank you again, and we will see you next time.
Have a good one.
Bye.